Hey y'all, it's your girl Jordan and we're back with another freaking video. And today as I look outside my front window, the sun looks absolutely insane. It literally looks like a ball of fire, a cloud of smoke over the sun. So it's giving like this real red effect. I'm sending up all the prayers for people who have lost it all in this fire. These fires, there's so many, it's like 7 in LA County right now. It's ridiculous. We have been through it this first week of 2025. Although there's so much to be grateful for looking into this new year, there is so much happening around us, and it's so easy to forget to be grateful because you see so much devastation. But just know that it is going to get better. This last few months has been the most interesting months of my entire existence by far. I'm pretty sure it's gonna get more interesting as I continue to live and experience, but this last few months has been interesting to say the very least. I have been faced with eviction, unemployment, a serious health scare, loss of friendships, maybe even identity crisis here and there, struggling with disassociation, some mental health, maybe even some losing my mind a little bit, but we'll get into that in a little bit. I want to start this off by bringing up this podcast that really, it feels like it might have, I don't want to say saved my life, but it brought me so much comfort and reassurance. If you know, you know. For the Healthy Hoes, hosted by Trey and Ree Turner. The one I'm speaking of in particular is the last episode. It's titled The Art of Staying Still. And boy, oh boy, what a title. For the last few months, I have been running around like everything I owned was catching on fire around me, and I was trying to put out these flames. But because I just would not sit still, I was unintentionally fanning these flames and making this huge fire even bigger. The situations I put myself in trying to not lose it all ended up almost causing me to lose it all. Even quicker. 1, I suffered in silence. I didn't tell anybody. I didn't lean on the people who have always been there for me, the people who I love, the people who love me, out of fear of being judged or feeling like a burden, because that's the last thing I want to do. In my mind, if I can't be an asset, then I need to be invisible. I don't know why I go through that train of thought, but that's just how my brain is working, and I'm actively unconditioning. I wouldn't even say unconditioned, but deconstructing that way of thinking because it's toxic. No matter how much we push that strong woman narrative on people, none of us were meant to do this alone, which is why we were all put here together. If you are fortunate enough to have a tribe, do not sit here and put yourself through isolation and deprive yourself of support and love when things get hard. So back to the podcast, there was a couple points that Ree and Trey touched on, and the one that really hit the hardest was when Trey said, you know what, I'm not even gonna try to reiterate what he said because he said it so eloquently that I'm gonna put it here, and I'm going to let you hear for yourself. I hope that's okay, Ree and Trey. Here you go.
To me, like, every time I think of the word settle, I see like a tree, big nourishing tree, it's providing shade, it's providing substance, it's providing even like home, like a nest for birds. It's like trees always have symbolized settling for me.
Okay.
A tree don't never move to get resources, but yet it's taken care of.
What?
Like, they don't never move. One of the worst things I think somebody can do is like chase the sun with a flower. That's a permanent way to kill it. It has no roots. It can get no nourishment. You overcharging the game by chasing the sun with the flower, thinking this is going to help. I think I did that for a lot of my life.
Yeah.
Just running behind the sun, thinking that I had to be in his light at all times. When sure enough, the next day it would meet me back where it found me.
Wow. That's beautiful.
He said, one of the worst things I think someone can do is chase the sun with a flower. And that has to be the most beautiful thing that I can picture, like in my head. Because that, my friends, is exactly what I have been doing up to this very moment, is chasing the sun with a flower, with a handful of flowers, just wanting them to bloom. I have this tattoo, which was my very first tattoo, on my thigh, right, of a bouquet of sunflowers and lavender. When I got it, my thought process behind it was two things. I used to always stress the fact that I was never that girl to receive flowers. Like, it just wasn't, but I always wanted it so bad, right? I wanted flowers so bad, but I never received them. And to me, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna always be equipped with some flowers for myself. I'm never gonna be in need of flowers again. I'm gonna always provide myself with flowers, right? So I created a pocket on my hip and place a bouquet of my favorite flowers there. The second reason I got this tattoo was because I felt like a lot of the things in my life were so dark, and I wanted so bad to feel the light, to feel the warmth and the comfort and the reassurance of the sun. And to me, the sun was success. It was love. It was passion. It was creativity, a sense of self. So I was chasing these things, right? Mainly in like my middle school years to like my high school years, when it was like really intense, right? That teen angst would be crazy. Until I got to this ripe age of 26. This point in my life is where I'm learning that chasing these things don't work. It doesn't work, because all the things that I desire, I deserve. And to be able to sit still enough to receive these things is where my work resides. When I thought that I was about to lose everything and that everything was going up in smoke around me, I went out of my way and I checked into a shelter. I put myself around people who were in the middle of struggle, and mentally I told myself that I had to be this girl temporarily so that I'll never be her permanently. And I was putting myself through these struggles so that I would never have to actually be this girl. But in the process of being around these people in these environments I had no business being in, struggling, chasing these resources that I thought I had to chase, I ended up losing my sanity, because not only was I not in environments that were conducive to any type of growth, nourishment, positivity, creativity, I surrounded myself with lack and people who wanted to see me there with them so badly that when I would communicate signs of things getting better for me, they would down me or make me feel like these accomplishments that I wanted were receiving were not gonna work because I couldn't do it without them. And anybody who makes you feel like you cannot achieve exactly what it is that you want without them present is the enemy. Because anything that you are capable of thinking and seeing for yourself, you are capable of attaining without the help of someone who makes you feel like you need them to do these things and that it cannot be done without them. There's a difference between leaning on someone and someone being there for you and someone telling you that the things that you want you cannot have if it doesn't involve them. When things are looking up, they're explaining to you how those things are not going to work because it would be better if you dropped those things and sat in this darkness with them until they figured it out. For the people who make others sit in their dark, there's a special place for you. For the people who take advantage of people when they're at their weakest point, I don't really know what your intentions are as someone who tries to keep people at their lowest and keep people in a struggle mindset, but just know that you do not have to struggle to get everything that you deserve. Everybody's story is not a struggle story, and don't let anybody convince you that it is. But facing these things that I was facing, so eviction, unemployment, the lump I found on my breast that I went to go get checked, and it's just a lump and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just literally a lump, and they didn't find anything scary there, which is amazing because God is good, to completely losing my mind. When I chose to sit still, my job found me, my sanity found me, my well-being found me. The people who are supposed to be in my circle had access to me when I sat still. But in this strange, poetic way, these fires that are popping up all around me, when you look at my location on the map of Los Angeles, I'm in the middle of every fire that's happening, like smack dead in the middle. Too far to be evacuated, but right in the middle. When figuratively, I was going through all of these fires. Right in the middle. It's just so poetic. Like, but I also am reminded daily that even if it all burns down, I am okay with starting over, because that's also something that I had to come to terms with, is that even if I lost all of this tangible stuff, all this material stuff, I can start over. Starting over is sometimes the best thing you can do. It would be good for you to get comfortable with the idea of starting over. But I'm just so glad that I can smile now, because I had lost my smile for some time. I remember like having a conversation with my mom, and she was like, Jordan, like she would put her hand in front of my face. She was like, I feel like, she's like, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm like, do what? What are you talking about, girl? And then I don't call my mom girl, but I was like, Mom, what are you talking about? She's like, I feel like I'm talking to you, but you're not there. She's like, you're saying things, but you're not. I don't feel like I'm speaking to you. Like, where is Jordan? Where is she? Don't do that. Come back. And I needed that. That brought me back. And now I'm here to tell the tale. And through all of this, I completely got off social media. I disappeared from texting or calling any of my loved ones, cousins, sister, brother, all of that. And I think that I was hiding, really. But it's not like anybody was looking for me besides my family. And like, they always know where I'm at. But I was so ashamed of losing it all that I hid. I was so ashamed of not having it all together. Knowing that the things that I'm going through, or the things that we are going through as a collective, we are not alone. Breaking it all down, burning it all down, and being content with what naturally grows from it. Regrowing all the love and the understanding, and letting what's real grow. Out of all this synthetic shit that we have around us, fakeness that we have around us, just burning it down and letting all of the real grow back organically, non-GMO. So right now, I'm starting from scratch. My scratch may be different from someone else's scratch, but I am starting from scratch, and I am so excited for what's to come. And I hope that you guys are willing to come along on this journey with me to start again. And this time, without chasing the sun. And with that being said, I love you guys so much. And until next time, friends. Bye.